We're here. We're live, baby. We're live. Right on time. Right on time. I'm telling you, that new intro gets me in the mood, man. Gets me ready to roll.
Mm-hmm.
Especially this morning, man. Listen, you know me. I don't like to brag, but after the last two nights, I mean,
well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff. I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine.
There's no other way to describe it, Crick. What did I tell you? 2 nights ago, hockey game. Knights in the over. Bang. I tell you yesterday. Spurs in the under. I said Knicks. I said Knicks in the under, and I said watch the Spurs win the first quarter, probably the first half, and then piss away a lead in the second half, and that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened, sir. 100%. Indeed.
Good morning, Jamie.
Hello.
How we doing?
What's going on, Jamie? How we doing, man?
Pretty okay. I got a few bits and pieces to deal with there. Yeah, one of our cats got a tail infection, so I've been spending the last couple of days trying to stop him from getting at it. And, it's been a bit of a nightmare because he always finds a way to get shit on his cone when he's in the litter box. So yeah,
every time, man. Every time.
Every single time.
That's rough, man. That's rough. Well, hopefully he gets feeling better, man.
Yeah, well, I love the guy, but damn, he does not make things easy.
Yeah.
Mama said there'd be days like this.
I know the feeling, except for with the little mini version that looks like you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's still ahead of me. But we're getting there. Anyway, how are you two gentlemen this morning?
We're all right, man. Will's just in here peacocking around a little bit, talking about how he just pisses excellence, man.
I love it when I'm on a heater,
Heater, baby.
I didn't have a chance to catch the game. I was actually on the Spurs for both the first half and the game. So first half cashed, obviously, but yeah, what a second half collapse. Didn't catch it. I was gone to bed at that stage, but still. I remember I was on both because Barnes liked Spurs for the game, but Ghost liked them for the first half and not for the game. So I said, I won't overthink it. I'll just do the old 1-1 and a bit of the old tail chasing there. But what can you do?
Well, I can tell you this. These two teams both have history this season. And when I say they have an identity, the Spurs really don't know who they are or what they want to be. And they kind of have, like, I thought, their depth was their advantage, we thought. But now we're starting to figure out, like, maybe it's really not an advantage because in these games where it's, like, close, sometimes they just get lost and they don't know who to go with. They don't know who to trust. You can't, I love De'Aaron Fox, but he has these games where he just is lost out there. Like last night, he thought he was Steph Curry, just kept pulling up and missing. But, the Spurs are a really good first quarter team. Even last night, they got down a little bit. They still ended up dominating the first quarter. Usually that leads to a first half victory, but as you saw, they blew the lead in the second quarter. They let the Knicks tie it up, and then the Spurs ultimately did end up winning the first half. But the Knicks just have this, we don't care how much we're down in the second half. We're going to keep clawing back. And they've done it every single time. And the Spurs shit their pants when a team starts coming back in the second half. So one thing I would look out in this series, and I thought about doing it last night. I was telling Crick just a minute ago. I thought about doing it, but I before the game I had Knicks minus 6.5. I did an alt line, and had I, with even 7 minutes left in the game, or even especially if I would have looked at it with like 2 minutes left when it was like tied, had I doubled down on that thing, I could have got like 50-1 on it on the prediction markets, right? That's an angle I'm going to look at. If we're close, in this game with a few minutes left. The Knicks scored the last 11 points of the game. I mean, they do that all the time, and the Spurs seem to collapse and melt down in those spots. So a night that the Spurs really aren't shooting well from three, which is most nights because they're not a good 3-point shooting team. I think I might look at those spots the last few minutes of the game and just kind of take the line out a little bit, take some of those like 10-1, 20-1 kind of odds, sprinkle a little bit on it. This would be a good game if you could pay attention to watch it and go into those prediction markets and get those like crazy lines, alt lines. Might not be a bad play.
Yeah, well, it's all game statistics and probabilities, but 50-1 sounds pretty good given there's a bit of a history there. And you're right, game state management is a very real thing. We've seen it countless times in March Madness, and we see it again the NBA. The New York Knicks, their game state management going down the stretch wasn't so good against the Pacers. But as we're seeing the Spurs, like they're not a really experienced team, is that right?
Who?
The Spurs.
This is their first time in the playoffs with this young core. And the Spurs haven't made the playoffs in 7 years. This is the first time in 7 years they've been there. And they're the second youngest roster to make the finals.
Yeah. In that kind of situation, that's where the lack of experience for seeing at these high pressure games can let you down, at least in the first pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And listen, I gave that stat out yesterday on the show. I know a lot of people, like, on paper, the Spurs are a better team, but that stat, and I was kind of shocked to see that Robert was on the Spurs and whatnot, because that stat of teams coming off a 7-game series facing a team coming off a sweep now since 2002 is 3-15 straight up in game one. And there were so many signs yesterday about the Spurs. Like I saw everyone, when you go on X and everyone and their mother is giving out the Spurs to cover 4.5 easy. And then there's all those clips of the Spurs are undefeated 6-0 in game ones of the NBA finals. They had, as a franchise, they have never lost a game one in NBA finals history. And I was like, oh God, dude, this is all pointing to the Knicks winning tonight. So it made me feel so much better about my bet. And then the cherry on top, Trent came out and said Spurs minus 4.5 is a mortal mega whale.
Oh God, we already knew.
Yeah,
we already knew then.
Since around the Super Bowl or so. But is he a legit sharp better pretending to be Joe Public mega squared?
I've debated on that. He does have a shtick of, he plays a role. He's a good marketer, and I think he's just really good at finding big games and real public sides. Because he does win a few of these, but he seems to lose more than not. So I honestly, I think he could be. I think it could be all just. I mean, yeah, he's actually putting money. I mean, he shows his tickets and whatnot. So maybe he's just huge square. You know what I mean? But every dollar that he loses in these, he makes back double from his social media, his business, and all that stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I don't know about a sharp better, but he's a sharp person.
Yeah, like that's the more plausible path, because if you have a legitimate anti-strategy that loses more than the bookmakers over round, then that's actually a strategy. You can just take the other side of it, and that's very difficult to find. Mm-hmm. If social media income helps to make it up, then you don't even have to be that good / bad.
I can tell you what, there's been more times than not that when I see Trent and I are on the same side of a game, I end up losing that bet more than I end up winning. Like, honestly, it gets to a point where I almost think about cashing out and just walking away from the game.
I don't even want to know
he's on the same side.
That's understandable, but even all the stuff about stats, like I don't really put too much emphasis on the stats and the trends. Like they tend to be very high variance over what they are. But basically, your reasoning, it does sound like you did have a legit underlying explanation for why the Spurs were likely to slip up over the course of game one. So I definitely would listen to that the most anyway.
Well, you could. I mean, it was all right there too. I mean, the Spurs just went through a 7-game series with the best team in the NBA. It was a very emotional win. They did get an extra day rest, which helped because usually you get 2 days off, and then in these finals they do get extra days. So you play game 1, day off, game 2, just like normal, but then you get 2 days off in between. Whereas the Western Conference and Eastern Conference finals, it's a gauntlet because you do you play every other night, including when you have to travel to the other stadium. And in the finals, they give you a little bit extra rest. So I think the Spurs will eventually catch up on their rest, but you just tell that second half, that team was going to tire out after that emotional series with OKC.
Yeah,
And is there a rust factor at all for a team like the Knicks, at least in the first quarter or the first half, since they hadn't played in over a week?
I always wonder about that. I mean, they had 8 or 9 days off, and I think there was a little bit of it because they did come out hot. They had a lead early, but then they just like every time that they could have pulled away in the first quarter, they would not like. So they've been shooting ridiculous, like over 50% from threes. Like one of their players in the Eastern Conference Finals only missed like 2 threes the whole 4 games that they played, which is incredible. And you could tell in that first quarter, normally where they would have made those threes and really pulled away from the Spurs, they were missing them. So I think that was a little bit of the rust factor, which also made me like them even more in the second half because I felt like, okay, you gotta finally see live basketball for a half. You're gonna go adjust in the locker room and come out in the second half and play a whole lot better, and they did.
Yeah, just a sec. One of my cats is getting pretty agitated, so I'm going to let him out.
No worries. We'll pull you down for a second.
Do you think, sir?
How you doing? Let's say good morning. Oh, go ahead. What?
I hit my one bet last night, man. I had one bet.
I
had Spurs -3.5 first quarter plus 124.
At a baby.
Yeah.
I mean,
a couple
you
units
can count on that. I don't even know when they lost the last time they lost the first quarter, dude.
You know what I'm saying, dude? We might want to really look at Spurs winning the first quarter, Knicks winning the game, every game in this thing.
Yeah. And honestly, wait to bet the Knicks at halftime,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, instead of wanting that plus 154 or whatever, start the game, just wait until they're down by about 7 or 8 at halftime and then bet them plus 250 or something.
Yeah, or wait, and then save a little bit for Knicks, sprinkle some on at some point in the fourth quarter if they get down. Because this team they at some point it's not a fluke. You know what I mean? When they keep doing it, there's been multiple times they were down 20-something points in that fourth quarter with 7 minutes left in the game and came back or whatever they were down.
22 with 7 minutes left against the Cavs.
That's not a fluke when you can keep doing it, No, they can't. If we were in the middle of the season, I'd be like, they can't keep doing this all season long. But we got one series left. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you've done it in all the games that mattered to this point. So there's no reason we should believe you're not going to continue to do it.
Yeah. Good morning, Nasty Natty. Hopelessly Grass Guy. Ms. Leslie's in the house. Blues here. How are you doing, everyone? Mighty Megatron. Sorry.
Go Jira.
Ignore the chat. Go Jira. Go Jira.
Good to see y'all, man. Good to see y'all.
Dude, Madison Square Garden is going to be insane for game 3, dude. It's going to be insane. And by the way, Crick, we said not to do it yesterday, which was a good call. But I do really think one of those Knicks games, either game 3 or game 4, maybe we just bet it both and hope one hits, where we have Wemby 35-plus points parlayed with Brunson 35. You see Brunson? I'm getting a little bit more respect for him. He is a liability on defense, but he can shift around the basket and find a way to get a bucket, dude.
Boy, I'm telling you, that guy, a basketball player, buddy. I'm telling you, gritty. He was banged up last night, got his knee rolled into, ankle was giving him some problems. They were fouling him like crazy.
They asked him after the game. The reporter, she was like, "Hey, you were banged up on this. What's your status here going into game 2?" I'm good.
I was fixing to say, what told you you'd have to cut that man's leg off to keep him off the court? 100%.
I heard an interesting question yesterday, Crick. And I thought it was ridiculous. And then I watched last night and I go, okay. We can have a conversation. Is he the best American player at this time? At this time, is he the best American player in the NBA? SGA is Canadian.
Right. And then Wemby's probably France. Joker's from
think about
Serbia
it,
or wherever.
Like over the last 3 seasons, who's been better than him?
I mean, I don't disagree with you, especially when you talk about. I mean, you could throw Jason Tatum in there, but you've had the injury.
I wouldn't. I was going to make the argument, even at his age, I think I would still rather have LeBron over the last 3 seasons than him, just because they both are kind of liabilities on defense at this point, but LeBron is just so experienced and can do so much. But then last night I'm watching, I'm like, this guy can go get a bucket whenever he wants.
This guy's a ball player, dude. I'm telling you, I feel like he's coming into that kind of zone of his career where he expects to make those shots, you know? And that's a hard thing to get over early in your career. Like, it's hard to get to that point. I'm not saying any of these guys are ever afraid to shoot, but to have the confidence and really believe you're going to make that big shot in the big moment, it takes some time to grow up and learn to do that, man. And I'll tell you what, Jalen Brunson.
Well, you could tell last night. You could tell last night that he felt comfortable in that spot, and the Spurs did not. Although, God, I love this guy more and more, and I think the Spurs really need to think about like not playing De'Aaron Fox so much and just saying, I know he's a rookie, but we got to let Dylan Harper have the ball more.
Dude, let that boy cook, man.
He was stepping up now. The big stage yesterday. He was stepping up when they needed a bucket.
That's a freaking stud, dude. That they may have 2 future Hall of Famers on that team.
They might have 3. I mean, Steph Castle's not a scrub either.
I agree. He's young too, man. He just can't stop from turning the ball over. But as far as Dylan Harper goes, dude, I mean, obviously Wemby is the best. But I think that Dylan Harper, in my opinion, I know De'Aaron Fox is great and everything, and the vet and all that stuff, but I have no doubt that Dylan Harper is going to have a better career when it's all said and done than De'Aaron Fox.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what we're seeing in this rookie season, barring any injuries, I mean, he has stepped up. This is the most basketball he's ever played in his life, and he's doing it on the biggest stages. And he's not afraid to drive in and get a bucket, which is so impressive from a rookie.
Yeah, dude, I've been telling everybody on them basketball card breaks, everybody wants to chase the Spurs for Wemby and all this stuff. I'm like, y'all better be trying to stockpile some of them Dylan Harper rookie cards, what you better be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I got me a couple put back.
I saw this yesterday, and here, let me just share this real quick. Got a couple stats since we're talking about the game. Dylan Harper has surpassed David Robinson, 243 points, for the most points in a single postseason by a Spurs rookie.
And that's impressive right there, man. That's the Admiral over there, man.
Yeah, that's a Hall of Famer.
Straight up is.
Yeah.
No
That's
doubt.
Crazy, dude. That is crazy. I saw this. This was crazy. Because I was thinking, when's the last time Victor Wembanyama lost the opening tip?
Probably 3rd grade.
Yeah. Well, this guy bet $1,000 to win 100 that Wemby would win the opening tip against Towns. And apparently, I didn't see it, but apparently Towns won the opening tip.
That's hilarious, and you deserve whatever you get, you idiot. Laying $1,000 to win 100 on that. Crazy things happen, man.
Yeah, like fair enough putting down 1,000 for that if the probability is greater than 90%. Well,
I would argue that I think Wemby has won over 90% of the tips. Like I said, I don't recall Wemby ever losing an opening tip
till last night.
And I know that up until last night, he had never lost an opening tip to Karl Anthony Towns.
And that guy's $1,000 lighter in the pocket because he bet it.
Yeah, if it's a 93% fair value, then okay, you're getting a little bit of value there. But he's saying that it should be 99%, which is you're really expecting it to be like a miracle for Towns to win it there.
Yeah, and who knows what $1,000 is to this guy? But if it was me, I'd be like, oh, maybe we scale back to 100 to win 10.
I think I'd triple that bet for the next game.
Oh yeah,
I'd run it
down,
back,
baby.
I'd run it right back.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, nothing.
What could possibly go wrong, Jamie?
You want to see how insane of a stat this is? To break, Bill Russell holds two of the most unbreakable records in NBA history. He had 189 rebounds in a single NBA Finals series and 40 rebounds in a single NBA Finals game. Wemby would have to average, if this went 4 games, he would have to average 47.5 rebounds to break that record. If it goes 5 games, 38 rebounds a game. If it goes 6 games, 31.6. But even if it goes full 7 games, he would still have to average 27.1 rebounds a game to break that record. That's how impossible that record is.
Yeah, can't do it.
It's insane,
nuts,
dude.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, man, I'm telling you though, for game 1 NBA Finals, we've had good games in game 1 of both of the respective championship series right now. We love that.
Yeah. Neither team shot well from 3 last night, but Knicks ended up getting it done. Brunson had 30 last night. Karl-Anthony Towns had 8. Karl-Anthony Towns kind of punked out Wemby last night.
Zesty, bro.
He's zesty.
I'm just saying.
I'll tell you what, keep an eye on OG and Anunoby. He's gonna have like a 25-point game one of these nights. He's gonna go off. But the Spurs did not look good. I mean, Wemby had 26, but 12 of those came from the free throw line. Didn't have any foul trouble with Wemby last night, but yeah, everyone else, it was a bad night. Bad night.
Bad night. Well, Knicks lead that thing 1-0, baby. Well, we get game 2 tomorrow night.
Knicks shot 31% from 3, and the Spurs shot 26%. Just gross.
Yep.
I was telling you before the show, I think I'm going to hold off and wait till the second half in game 2 to bet it, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Knicks steal game 2 as well. We'll have to see. If Wemby's in the zone and actually playing like a big man and not scared to go into the paint, you can tell early on in the game when he's trying to hook up threes, and granted he made 2 last night, but when he's trying to hook up threes, and when he's like last night, he would be in the paint and have one guy on him and someone would close in on him and he would still get scared to shoot it and he would dish it out. Not saying that's not a bad play, but you can tell he's not being aggressive, just trying to, get into the paint and lay one up.
Damn basketball.
When he's not like that, that makes me like the Knicks even more in the second half. So I think I'm going to wait. I wouldn't be surprised if Knicks steal game 2.
Yeah,
there
one of the things about
no
live betting these games is that with basketball, your live entries could actually be a little bit more generous than you get in the other sports. In baseball, you could have maybe like one person on base, and then out of nowhere, boom, dinger. So if you set a limit order, you could end up just getting an unfavorable price. But the thing with basketball is you're only going in 2s and 3s, and you're going to have about 200 points plus anyway. So there's a pretty good chance that you'll be able to get in on a cushion.
Yeah, and honestly, it's when you're looking to live bet, it always helps too when you take the dog live. Like you're already getting value on the dog before the game, and then when the Spurs are up at halftime, there's going to be more value on the dog, especially when they're on the road. Odds wise, just because people are like, oh, this game's going exactly how we thought. The favorite's supposed to win, and they have a lead at half, a sizable lead or whatever, a sizable lead in the second half. Whereas if it was the other way around, the favorite let's say the favorite's down 10 in the third quarter, people are expecting the favorite to come back. They're not expecting the underdog to come back when they're down 10 in the third quarter.
Yeah, there's plenty of liquidity that you can enter in on.
Oh, yeah. With an NBA Finals game, yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Liquidity is not a problem.
No.
Even because like some games, liquidity is a problem when you start taking these alt lines out, right? But in an NBA Finals game like this, there's no problem at any market you want to get in this game.
Yeah, it's totally different from the WNBA where if you miss your entry before the game, then you could be waiting ages for anyone to take your order.
Yeah. Yep. But hey, it was good. I damn near nailed this one though. Said I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 112.95 Knicks win. We were almost there.
Almost
Off by
there.
7. Tut.
I know.
You got one of the team scores right.
Still went under though.
You did.
With ease.
Hey man, I wanted to ask you the other day. I didn't do this when we were talking about it, but you think these are worth any more money now?
I'd hang on to them.
We'll just pair them together, man. They're both numbered to 199. We got Verse 72 to 199, Myles Garrett 86 to 199, and they swapped unis, man.
I think what we got to do is go to the Browns facility and have Jared Verse sign his, and then go find Myles Garrett and have him sign his. Then you're cooking.
Don't talk dirty to me.
I was thinking about that with my Drake May Ultraviolet. I'm like, what if? I mean, it could go up in value, later on. But I'm like, what if I got him to sign this card? Like, what's the rules on that, Crick? Like, if it's not like a numbered card or anything like that, but it's one of those rare cards, and you can get them to actually sign over the top of the card. Does that devalue it, or does that value increase?
No, because not in my mind. They'll tell you it's not mint condition. It's not going to grade at a PSA 10 or anything now because you've done something to the card. But if you've got footage and stuff in this day and age, you could film it and all that stuff, and you could show him actually signing the card, then somebody out there is going to pay you like at least double or triple what the card's worth just because it's got his name signed on it. You just got to find the right buyer. It's all what somebody will pay for it. But I don't think that would devalue it at all. As long as you have like stuff you can document the authentication or whatever.
Yeah. So like those videos we watch of that guy getting Tom signs this card that he made with like Jordan signed it and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tagged you in something right before here while I was waiting on you to get here. I was looking down through. Somebody opened like a Panini. We showed that one morning the crazy case that was opened up from like Ops. It was like 25 grand or something. Well, there's a Panini one. I don't know how much it costs, but I tagged you in it, and this guy's opening it up, and it's like a bunch of patch autos and different things. But the last card they pulled out of there, one of their big cards, was like a triple patch card, and it was Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Drake May on the triple patch. Yeah, that's it right there. That's not the card, but that's where you got like a stack full of like probably 10 that are like
sorry.
They're like patch autos and stuff on the first 10 stacked in, and then you got like 3 or 4 in-case cards. But the last in-case card he showed was pretty sweet. Like I said, triple patch, Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Jaden Daniels.
Here.
Oh.
Pretty sweet.
That is sweet. Kind of a lame patch for Jaden Daniels. It's just all white.
Hey, I don't disagree with that. I don't like just the straight white. I think that's
you got to have some sort of color in it. But you got to, especially like if you're gonna have this jersey on him, get the black with a little bit of yellow.
Yeah, what I'm saying. And like earlier in that they show, you don't have to pull it up or whatever. They had a 1-of-1 Josh Jacobs auto that was like a triple patch card, and there's a bunch of cool stuff. And I don't know what that damn box cost. But I can imagine it's probably about like that other one. It's probably 15 or 20K for that little case.
You think you could just take a little marker and color it in a little bit?
Probably, man. Just write your own name on it.
Just a little Sharpie.
I autographed it. This is whatever. This is 1-of-1. This is Jaden Daniels with a cricket auto on it.
You know what I was thinking, Greg? Technically, every numbered card is a 1-of-1 if you really think about it.
It 100% is, dude. You're not wrong. There's only
43 out of 99. There's only one that has 43 out of 99 on it,
There's only one of them, man. So how many 1-of-1s have I pulled for you now that you've given me 0 credit for?
Well, I got to go back and count.
That's right.
Miss Lizzie says, so Jimmy, how's your day going?
However, what time is it over there, Jamie? You got in the afternoon, man. You probably about a little after lunchtime over there right now?
Yes, 1 o'clock over here.
Well, Jamie, I know you excited about some stuff that's coming up, man. How did you before we ease into some soccer talk and everything, how'd you feel about the Champions League final, man? How'd that do for you?
Oh man, that final was shocking. Like absolutely shocking. Because the first half, Arsenal, they got a very good goal there against run of play, to be fair. Because in the early stages, Paris Saint-Germain they were just very cautiously cycling possession, looking for an opening. But one of their defenders, Sparkidios, he went for a ball and he hits it, and it ricochets off one of the Arsenal players. I can't remember which one. And it goes back towards their half. Havertz was the first to respond to it. He got on a run and he hit a pretty good shot from a narrow angle. 1-0 Arsenal after 6 minutes. And after that, Arsenal were just defend. For the rest of that first half, they only had like 25% possession. And Paris
That's not
Saint-Germain
good.
were struggling to make any kind of headway against it. That's right. Yeah, it wasn't great. And then the second half, Paris Saint-Germain made some more danger. They had some chances they didn't take. Then they got a penalty. That was how they got back into the game. They equalised, and they had some chances after, including a couple of really big ones just before full time. Failed at that. Went on to extra time. Arsenal had a penalty shout, but it wasn't really a penalty. And it went on to a penalty shootout. And from that, Paris Saint-Germain, they scored 4 penalties, while Arsenal, they missed 2. And it wasn't one where they got it on shot, but the keeper saved it. They actually hit them off target.
Ooh, they just didn't get it on frame.
Yeah, and that's how it ended. But we actually saw something pretty shocking at the end of the first half. I've never seen this before. The referee blew the whistle with the corner still to be taken, which normally they'll let a set piece be taken, so that the current phase.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. You said they wasted so much time. The ref was even kind of done with it. And I was talking about it the other day. Yeah, you never see that where there's an attacking team on their end of the field and it's right at the end of the half or the full time or whatever. And if they have a chance to score a set piece or something like that, the ref's usually going to let them play that out. But they were clearly stalling way too much because that ref had even had enough of it the other day.
Yeah, actually, you know what they were doing? What they were trying to do was they were trying to run down the clock so that once they take the corner kick, if they score, great. But if it doesn't lead to a goal and goes back to midfield, then added time would have elapsed. And
right, he usually blows it in.
The counterattack. So that's exactly what they were trying to do because they do this all the time in the Premier League. So the referee gestured to Saka, come on, take this quickly. But he ambled up to the corner flag, and the referee just said, okay, time has elapsed, and he blew the whistle.
Yep, that's fine. And let's see what you think about this, Jamie. Wooten's down. He says a championship final should not be decided by penalty kicks. And I kind of agree. And at the same time, I love the excitement of going to a penalty shootout. How do you feel, man? Should we decide a championship by penalties?
Well, back in the old days, you used to have replays of finals. The FA Cup final, for example, over in England, if it were drawn and you weren't able to get a conclusive winner, you just replay it. That would be the only real practical thing that you could do, but it's been tried before. I'm not sure if they ever did that for the old European Cup finals. But penalties are a legitimate way to decide these things because penalties are the ultimate test of your psychological resolve in football. You got enormous pressure. And and whoever is able to withstand that pressure and hit them in, sure, there's an element of probability in it, an element of luck, but there's also a massive element of mind over matter.
I'm sorry, but I love how hockey does it. They just say we're going to play as many 20-minute periods as it takes until someone scores. I love how hockey does it. Hockey's like
I like that too. I like that too, and it's a lot more exciting to watch that in hockey. Sometimes you'll see teams get more defensive minded in extra time because they don't want to give up the big counterattack in soccer and stuff like that. But I'm with Jamie, dude. I like the mental aspect of penalty kicks because if you've never been on a soccer field and you never stepped to a PK spot and stuff, you really ain't all that far away, man. The goalie's got a split second reaction, and you really, back when I was playing keeper, they seriously just teach you. You pick a side and you just dive that way and you get your body as big as you possibly can and hope it hits something and stays out. Because you don't have the reaction time to pick. You can't sit and wait and see him go one way because it's already by you. So the mental aspect for these guys sitting there, especially in something like a Champions League final or a World Cup game or something like that, shoo-wee, I don't even think y'all know what kind of pressure that is, man.
And it reminds me that when you're in extra time for a game in the NFL, and especially in postseason, what do you get? Each team gets one drive each to get some points on the board. If one team manages to get a touchdown out of it, but the other doesn't, then boom, it's game over.
Well,
they've quite like a shootout, but it's something. It's like both teams get a chance, and if there's an asymmetry there, then that decides the winner.
They used to be that way in the NFL, Jamie, where a touchdown did end the game, Now when you get to the playoffs, you they made it because of that Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes stuff a couple years ago in that crazy game. Now in the NFL, in the playoffs, no matter what, both teams get a chance. Even if you score a touchdown, the other team's still going to get a chance. Now, regular season, you are correct. Touchdown ends the game. But in the playoffs, they at least give both teams a chance because of that Chiefs-Bills game a few years ago.
The Josh Allen rule.
It is the Josh Allen rule, man. When he scored with, 13 seconds left, and they still tied the game on the field goal, and then the Chiefs got the ball in overtime, and Josh Allen never got to touch the ball again?
Yep.
God, they cheated us in that one. They might still be playing that game, dude.
They just might be. Might be.
And there are a lot of games that you could have with the World Cup where you could legitimately have two teams where they could be there all night and they still wouldn't score.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we see that all the time too, man. We've seen them play 120 minutes before and not put a goal in. So,
yeah, they. I don't know. I think the NFL's doing it right. They'll always have something that we'll bitch about, and then they'll tweak a rule, and then we'll bitch about them tweaking the rule, and it's just rinse and repeat. We'll still show up. We'll still be there. I bet y'all are super excited for the football season start because I'm pretty sure the card talk will end when football season starts because we just won't have time.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to it because, I got a ticket for the opening game of the college season.
Oh, who's playing again?
It's the North Carolina Tar Heels against the TCU Horny Frogs.
That's going to be a good game. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I'm going to be there with my wife, my brother, and hopefully my father.
Let's go, baby.
Speaking of that, I screwed up last night, Crick. Oh, my God. So my wife, when I get a text from my wife with a couple hours left of work that says, just so you know, the boys didn't nap today. They're being demons. So when you get home, they're going right to bed. I just want you to be prepared. I go, okay. Then I get a text at 5. I get off work at 6. I get a text at 5. She goes, I don't know if Cal's going to make it. I might have to put him down beforehand. I go, God, it must be a terrible day.
Must be a rough one today. Little homie was feeling it yesterday, huh?
Yeah. And so then I get home and they're all awake and we get them down to bed. And then I just tell my wife is worn out from the day of just all the kids being demons. So we're talking and she's like, hey, just so you know, so-and-so's wedding is September 5th. Now, I thought my wife was messing with me because in my mind, I thought September 5th was opening day of the NFL. And so I was like, oh, really? She's like, yeah. And we go, why is she getting married on a Wednesday? She's like, she's not. That's a Saturday. I go, no, September 5th. You think I don't know when the Patriots Seahawks play? It's September 5th. And she's like, no, it's not. And then I was like, psh, all right, whatever you say. And I pull up my calendar and I go, look. And I go, oh, shit, no. They play September 9th as a Wednesday. The 5th is a Saturday. She was right. And she just hits me with don't fucking mess with me right now, okay?
Yeah.
I go, all right. Yep, I was wrong. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you will go to that wedding. You'll like it. I don't care what day it's on.
That was her point. That was her point. I go, well, hey, she's doing it right before football season, so that was smart. I know there'll be football that day. I'm
pretty sure we have a wedding we got to go to on the 5th. If we're able to, man, that's usually right around the time we take the boys back and everything. So it'll probably be a big travel weekend for me. I don't know if we'll make that wedding or not.
Yeah, the point of the conversation, she's like, I would like for both of us to go, but they don't want kids there, obviously. And I mean, bringing all our kids would be insane. But we were trying to plan out who we could, because all her family who we would normally have come watch the kids, this is like a family wedding, so they'll be there. And
who's getting married?
One of her
cousin or something.
Distant cousins, distant cousins, somehow related into the family.
I got you.
I know of them because they're always at all our family events. So they came to our wedding. So, not like
you got to run that back.
Close. Not like every family event, but like for the big ones, they're there. You know,
Christmas and shit. Yeah.
You know, maybe a 4th of July barbecue, or someone gets married into the family and whatnot. But yeah, my wife was just, don't fucking mess with me right now. And I'm like,
I'm telling you,
I'm not gonna make a joke.
You don't. Exactly. You don't even throw one of our little quirky comments in there. No, sometimes we keep those to ourselves. Yeah.
I'm going to
pick your battles
right now. Yeah. Shut the fuck up and say yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I do. That's what I do. I say yes, ma'am, and I go find something around the house to start working. Look like I'm doing something.
This is exactly what I did. I started vacuuming. I'm like, all right.
Just vacuuming rooms. Don't even need vacuuming the hardwood floor and shit.
Oh, dude, our house always needs a vacuum, especially down here. The kids, I swear, they get food.
Bro, I get it. Oh, that's funny. Man. Yeah, you got to pick your battles for sure.
Yeah. So you know what I told her? I said, hey, I know something that will cheer you up, hon. And she's like, what? I'm like, let me tell you about Rumble Wallet.
Cheered her right up.
We hear a lot about crypto, but here's the part most people miss. Crypto was created so we could actually own and control your money. After the 2008 financial crisis, Bitcoin was designed as an alternative to banks. So instead of a bank holding your money, delaying transfers, or limiting access, you're in control. And if you've ever had to wait for a transfer to clear, you have felt that problem. Now, fast forward to today. Everyone's heard of crypto, but getting started still feels complicated. That's why I use Rumble Wallet. It takes all the complexity and makes it simple. Choose what you want. Bitcoin, dollar-backed stablecoins, or even digital gold backed by real gold. No complicated setup. Connects with your MoonPay so you can use your credit card, debit card, or bank and be up and running in minutes. Once you're set up, you can even support your favorite Rumble creators like us here at Game On directly. So do this now. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description and download Rumble Wallet. From there, you can set up your wallet, tap buy, and you're in the game. In just a few minutes, you can go from hearing about crypto to actually owning some. So what are you waiting for? Go download your Rumble Wallet today.
Booyah. And that's right, Miss Leslie.
Yeah.
We have family rule during college football season. Either you have a TV or half of us ain't even showing up. 100%.
We have a TV in our pocket 24/7. So
yeah, that ain't the same thing. Well, dude, I went to a wedding with a friend of mine. She didn't have anybody go with her. And she's like, hey, will you go to this wedding with me? Well, yeah, sure, whatever. It was at a nice spot, dude. Nice spot. Big, badass fucking mansion looking thing and everything. Open bars and whatnot. But I'm there and I'm like, dude, I cannot. There's got to be some TVs. It was one of the biggest college football weekends of the year that year. Just big game. I think like LSU and Georgia, like just big games galore. And I was like, there has got to be some TVs in this place, dude. And I wound up wandering around through there, and I stumbled back up in some little hidden room or whatever. They had their own little private bar in there, and it was me and like 6 TVs, dude. I had a blast that night.
Listen, if you're not going to have TVs, at least have a spot where I can go sit and like look down at my phone and not be obvious. You know what I mean? Like somewhere where I can kind of just get off to the side, but I'm not going to get in trouble for staring down at my phone. Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
no, I'm with you.
Like I know in England, it's a little bit of a meme that weddings, a lot of them tend to be held in around May when there's actually a little bit of good weather. So it tends to clash with things at the Champions League final. So it's a little bit of a meme that the guys there are like very sneakily trying to go off and watch the game, much to the chagrin of their girlfriends or wives. But initially, on the other hand, there's just a common acceptance that if you schedule a wedding on the same day as a major game, everyone's going to be watching it. And no one's going to make any secret about it. Probably the bride's going to be watching it too.
Yeah, 100%. Like a good friend of mine a couple years ago, they had their wedding, but they did it on down here. I've told you in the South, man, college football is bigger than the NFL. That's just the facts of life. College football is king down here. But yeah, you'll have weddings on Sundays and stuff down here because people know better than to schedule that shit on college football Saturday. You will not have,
what up?
Have people there.
What up, M. McGinley? Can you talk about the Switch 2? Yeah, it's awesome. You should go get one.
The Switch 2, I have not experienced the Switch 2 yet. What makes it so much better than the Switch 1?
Everything. It's like going from an iPhone 8 to an iPhone 14.
Yep. And in a year, they'll bring out the Switch 3 and all your Switch.
No, it's going to be a long time before they do that. Nintendo, I mean,
a long time.
It took them like a decade to go to Switch 2.
Is that how long it took? I bet you. I don't know.
It took a long time.
A decade. That feels like a long time.
So funny. I haven't seen this movie, but it's been going around on social media because it was like made for $1 million and it's broken over 100 million at the box office, made by an independent YouTuber. It's called Obsession, and it's kind of like a horror film. And anyways, I've been seeing a bunch of memes from it and whatnot, but the one that I saw that was funny was like when you're on a date during football season and she catches you for the 5th time looking down at your phone trying to watch the game.
So much. I don't think I could live without you.
Wait, hold on, that's not the part. Where is it? Hold on. An actual clip.
Oh no.
Right here. Okay, so she catches you on your phone for the 5th time looking down at your phone.
No.
What?
No. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's it. You got to find you a woman that understands, man. I've always been very clear about me being a football guy. Football was my first love in life. Period. You got to respect the football.
Because you said I just hooked up my wife's old PS1. Dude, that's awesome. I wish I would have kept all my old consoles. I've started to now because I always regret not having them. So yep. I've kept them just to go back because like I would love if I had my old.
You know what I want to do
with Guitar Hero on it? They don't make it.
I want to go buy this shit and like keep a couple of them like unopened. Like buy a Switch 2 and never open.
I've thought about doing that, but then I'm like, am I really going to sit on $500 and just store that away?
Shit, you'll bet $500 on some fucking futures bet that like Bubba Watson to win the fucking Masters or something.
Yeah, I feel better about that.
And that shit was dead to rights before you ever put it in.
It's a different.
At least the unopened game console would go up in value.
Yeah, but I do that. My wife doesn't see that. If I store a Switch 2, she's gonna be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Well, you know, you got to find you a little hiding spot, buddy. This is Dad's collectibles.
Maybe stores under the hat.
She's
nice and subtle.
She'll find it, Crick. She'll find it.
Well, fair enough. I'll be like, this is one of the kids' college funds sitting right here, but that's cool. Yeah, we'll open it. So it's got sticky gummy bear fingers all over it.
No, but I have thought about that.
I think that would be like, can you imagine if you had like one of them PS1s that was like unopened? The way some of these gamer people are and the way they collect stuff and everything, I guarantee you could sell that thing for probably 10 times what you paid for it.
Yeah, but that would have been over like a 20, 25 year investment now. Is 10x really worth it at that point?
I mean, I guess you just have to, it'd be kind of like gambling with some of these cards and stuff, dude.
Yeah.
You just have to see what you have.
But one thing I have been doing is it's so convenient now though, like especially with the Switch 2, I could just hop on my Nintendo account right here, buy a game, and it literally downloads automatically onto my Switch 2, which is very convenient. But with it being digital, if they ever want to just take it away, they can. And we've seen like older games, they just remove them from the store. So it's like, I've been trying to buy physical because no one and they're getting rid of physical. They don't want physical anymore. They want it all to be digital. So I'm like, you know what you need to do is just start buying these games. Don't open them, because I think eventually 10 years down the road, it's going to be really hard to find physical copies.
Yeah, that might not be a bad deal. Like he's saying, he said, I'm finding PS1 games on eBay for like $20. Maybe we should just buy a bunch of those.
It's called equity, hun. Yes.
Yeah, maybe we just buy those and stockpile those and hold them for a little bit.
I'll tell you what you need to do. If you had an unopened Guitar Hero 3, either Xbox 360
that's what I'm talking about. Shit like that.
They don't make that shit anymore. And like, if I want to go get a used one, they barely even have used ones. I go to this old retro games and comic store that we have here, and you can buy one there. And the Guitar Hero thing isn't really that too expensive to get. It's like a little over $100. But the problem is I would have to buy a old PS3 to be able to play it. You know what
like I'm saying, if you had like an unopened PS3 with like an unopened Guitar Hero packed together or whatever, that's what I'm saying. I feel like you get a fat chunk of change out of that.
But I mean, what nowadays do we think is going to like? There isn't anything kind of like Guitar Hero that we think is ever going to go out. Like back when Guitar Hero was going, we just thought it was going to be like everything else. Like they're going to come out with a new version, new guitar, new every year,
Yeah.
like Madden. You know what I mean? Maybe not every year, but every few years.
Anytime you're doing that stuff, if you ever want to collect or save some of that stuff unopened or whatnot, you just got to make sure you're getting like first runs of everything.
Yeah, that's true. I just tossed my Guitar Hero games when I moved. Grass, what are you doing?
Oh,
you
dude, you
toss them? I'll
had
go pick
those
'em up.
and you tossed them. Where did you toss them to?
Yeah.
What
Or,
are we
yeah,
doing? From now on, new rule, Grass Guy. You don't throw anything away without talking to us first.
Please.
Okay? Like, what are we doing throwing Guitar Hero away? Have you lost your fucking mind?
That guy he keeps hitting all these golf bets, and so what's a few he can throw
What
$100
do I
bill
do?
in the trash
Yeah.
like it's nothing.
I'm just going to print money this weekend in the golf tournament, so I'll just throw all the cool shit I got away.
Gave them to
Come on, man. You better than that.
Ah,
Gave it
there's
to Goodwill. There's Goodwill
lucky
right up
kid.
there in the left corner. You could have gave it to Goodwill. I mean, come on.
What are we
But
doing?
you gave it to the actual Goodwill. I mean, hell, they got plenty of shit. Everybody gives them their stuff.
Steps makes a good point. Like if you would have had an unopened college football 2014, right before they canceled the game, making those games anymore, it would be worth a pretty penny. Now I know they brought college football back, but you would still have one from the last time that they made them before they went on hiatus for 10 years.
Who was that was on that one?
Was that
Denard
RG
Robinson or something?
Maybe
RG3
it
was the one year, but we looked this up one day, a year or two ago. RG3 was on the one right before that, but I think it was dude from Michigan. Was it like
Yes,
Denard
it was.
Robinson or somebody?
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember we looked that up one day. Ooh, Game Day 2003 on PS1. Brady on the cover, brand new, $25 on eBay, dude.
Sold.
I can safest bet of the day. Will have one of those.
Sold,
baby, right now.
It's a good year too.
I wouldn't even sell anything for eBay for $25. I mean, hell, how you gonna make money? You might wind up owing them money. You sell something for $25.
Another thing I want to bitch about eBay is, other than their fees and stuff they take, it pisses me off because I honestly just want to put a fair offer. Like my Tet McMillan I ended up selling. They were going from anywhere from 105 to 125. I put it for 100, right? I put it for 100 because I want it to move. I think it's a fair price, and someone's getting a deal out of it too, getting a little bit of value.
And then again, it's $100 for a piece of paper.
Well, yeah, but I would go a few dollars lower than market value. That way, everyone feels like they're winning. But the thing that sucks about eBay is you put it on there at a lower value, and you're still gonna get people that will be like, "I'll give you $60 for it," and I'm like, I hate those. And I know you can turn that feature off and just leave buy now and not offer bids, but I mean that's the whole fun of eBay is to be like, "Hey, you've had this up for 2 weeks. I'll give you 20% below value or whatnot." But like when you go so ridiculously low, like my Drake May card that I have up, they offer me $300 for it, and I go, "Why even send the offer?
Don't sell that. I'll buy that damn thing for $300 if you want to sell it.
I'm not going to sell it for $300.
I started to say I'll hold that some bitch for 20 years. I promise you I will.
But it's just like I know. I think I am going to take. I put it up there. It's currently up for 700. I go, if someone wants to pay me for that, I'll use that and go buy a bunch more inventory for card breaks and whatnot. But
that's not a bad deal.
Yeah, because I'm like, I think I can get one later on and rebuy one or something like that. But I just see so many on the market. I'm like, well, if someone will pay me for it, I think I'll be able to find another one eventually down the road if I really want one again. But I was thinking like I can use the money for inventory and whatnot. But my wife's like, no, you should hang on to it. Because I had a guy offer me $550. I was like, that's interesting. But then I'm like, then you factor in the fees and stuff. It's like you're only gonna get like $480 out of it. And I'm like, nah.
Jamie, do you know how to write code?
Yeah, I've done it for a living.
Jeez, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't know all that, but okay. Well, then there's our guy. Why can't we build a platform to sell our own stuff and tell eBay to stick it in their ass?
If it was that easy, someone else would have done it by now.
Yeah, especially now that you can just tell an AI to code it and it'll just vibe code some kind of.
And it's not so much of creating the website. You could make an eBay double. pretty easily. Like if you get someone like Jamie that knows what they're doing, knows how to use AI, you could create an eBay. The problem is eBay is so big because they're connected with the PayPals, all the financial stuff and stuff like that. That's the hard part, is getting in and getting it to where it's so freaking easy to move money in and out.
I'm not trying to be the next eBay. Okay. I ain't trying to do that. I don't care. I want a market we can sell our shit on for a fair price. And we got a pretty good following, and it continues to grow daily. And I just want to kind of tell eBay to fuck off.
Yeah, you kind of want the poly market of selling shit.
Exactly.
Platforms.
Just because you ain't Coke don't mean you can't be Pepsi.
Yeah,
Hey,
like,
Cricket,
sure,
meet
you mightn't be
Jamie.
able to get rid of fees entirely, but you could at least get them really down.
The chat's going, hey, Cricket, meet Jamie. Jamie, meet Cricket.
I didn't know you wrote code for a living, dude.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. When did that get? When did that get talked about? When did that get pulled up? When did I miss that?
All
memo?
the time. We could
Never
call
did.
his nickname's Mr. Code.
Oh man, fuck off! It is not. I've never heard about this, dude. I didn't know. So what exactly what do you do then, Jamie? Tell me more.
C++ mainly.
What?
C++ coding. So
What
kind
does that mean?
Old school.
Oh, this is
Yeah,
amazing.
that's a coding language that I use, C++.
This is amazing.
But yeah,
C++. I always heard that wasn't that great.
Changed,
I always heard.
Like coding has changed a lot because like 10, 20 years ago, it's like there'd be certain programming languages that you would use and you just go from there. But it's changed so much over the last few years because people are now using AI to write code. And you get a lot of people on social media who are saying, oh, look at this. I'm using about 20 AI agents to automate my morning shower routine. Get with the times or get left behind. And there are businesses that are legitimately using these massive big AI setups to generate these vibe coded web apps. And then like 6 months later, they're saying like, this app doesn't really work. And I don't know how to debug it because most of the stuff was written by AI. And then you have to get people in who actually understand the code to fix it.
Okay. So the AI ain't smart enough to fix itself.
Oh, like
it is, but you gotta know AI to correct it. You know,
it's capable of doing shit, but if you don't know when the AI is wrong or it's put out sloppy output, then you're basically getting garbage in, garbage out. I use AI a fair bit for doing my deep dives on sport, but so many times you just get outright wrong information. And if this is what we're seeing in our 30s, like imagine if you're a teenager or you're in college and you're using AI chatbots for everything, like you don't really know if your output's going to be good or not.
It's kind of like if you have a really nice car nowadays and it can do all the bells and whistles and cool shit for you, but something goes wrong with it and you're not a mechanic or you don't have the right fancy tools and computer systems that you need now, you don't know how to fix it. You got to find someone that knows how to fix it, right? It's the same thing with the AI stuff. Once it starts going wrong, if you don't fully understand it, you're shit out of luck until you get someone in there that knows what they're talking about.
Exactly,
I had trouble logging back into Apple Music yesterday.
That's why when he said C++, I was like, oh, here we go.
I was like, do what?
Hey,
I did get signed in. I only had to do one card break without music yesterday. The second one, we had it back, baby. I'm a tech guy.
Oh, baby. Look at that.
What do you think?
Oh, let's go.
What do you think?
I love it.
Good, dude.
Is that Gotham
that's
behind
sharp,
you?
bro. Let's
That's
go.
gotta be Gotham, right?
It's Game On City.
Can you put a Batman character like right up here, just swinging around?
I'll put Beardo up here.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is what AI was designed for.
Yeah, 100%. What do you mean AI clearly
What's up,
drew
Steps?
that
I
himself?
don't think I've been on stream with you before.
No, I coded this just now. Just real quick. I just wrote it up. Cricket doesn't know that about me either. I just code things.
You can code too?
I just wrote it up, dude. It took 2 seconds, man.
When did you guys become such Microsoft people or whatever? I had no idea all of you could do this. What have we been doing all this time?
Yeah.
Game on, Phil. I like that.
Everybody writes code.
You could too, Cricket.
No. Steph.
Yeah, that's how Steps creates all those fancy freaking thumbnails and whatnot. I just don't have. I always tell you, Craig, I can do this. I just never have the time to do it.
I mean,
You guys talk soccer.
Not yet. You guys want to? I want to get Crick's got about a half hour left. I wanted to get his opinion on the hockey game before he has to get out of here, and then we can talk some soccer or whatever else.
All right.
Let me pull up the game real quick. Give us your opinion on tonight's game, Craig. We have Carolina down 1-0 in the series. They're home, minus 162. Home favorites today.
Man, I don't know how I feel about this one tonight. The line's been sitting pretty still for a couple of days. Looks like I think this is around where it opened at plus 136 for the Golden Knights on the money line on the road. Hurricanes minus 162 there. Totals at 5.5, really about 6 because the over 5.5 is minus 130. I felt this way the other night, and they scored all the goals in the world, but I still don't feel like either goalie played that bad in that game the other night. I just think they got put in some really tough spots. You had breakaways. You had guys wide open from the slot right in front of them there, and I don't think either netminder played very bad, and I think they will continue to play well tonight. I do think we kind of see a step back a little bit. I don't know if we're going to see 9 goals again. Now, with it sitting at 5.5 right there, you're probably going to be gambling a little bit because it's probably going to be 3-2, and you're going to have to fade an empty netter at the end of the game from somebody on whether it gets over or not. But seeing the under 5.5 right there, the plus 110, and seeing what we saw the other night, I expect these teams to have felt each other out a little bit more, maybe a little different strategy here. Neither one of those teams are really the type teams that like to get in track meets up and down the ice, high-scoring games. If it does do that, I kind of agree with Will, what he said the other day. A more high-scoring game plays in favor of the Golden Knights. So if you do think there's going to be a lot of goals tonight, I think you kind of roll with the Golden Knights there. But I think Carolina's going to try to muck it up much like they did in the second game of that Canadian series, actually second and third game where they won them both 3-2 in OT. So I think you'll see them trying to – I think you'll see a lot less mistakes than you saw the other night. There were some jitters from both teams the other night. They were uncharacteristic mistakes, sloppy with the puck, turnovers. They were leading the breakaways. So I think you'll see them be a lot more efficient tonight with the puck and be able to eliminate some of those big chances and not put their netminders in such a bad spot. So I do like the under 5.5 tonight at plus 110. I'm sure the public will be piling on the over after what we saw the other day. But as far as the side goes, I would expect Carolina to bounce back. But Vegas looks like they're on a mission right now.
What's your thoughts, Steppers? Because, I was thinking, DM, what's the dude? As I was sitting there listening to you talk about that, I was like, I want to bet the over.
Okay.
Just because I want to know what the money's doing, obviously, but I was just listening to what you said. I have no idea what sides, anything that's going on there, but I feel like maybe that's what people are going to think. You know what I'm saying? I think that there was a lot of goals early, and then they kind of settled in a little bit. Maybe they'll settle in, but
it didn't help the other night. We had the third fastest goal in Stanley Cup Finals history. 25 seconds into that thing.
That shakes it up.
Yeah, and I don't think you'll see that again tonight. And I think it feels too easy to take the over in this one. You got the minus 130 on the 5.5 there. It just feels sometimes if it feels too easy, and that's what I'm worried about. Wooten right there is the 4-2 because I could see Vegas being up 3-2 and Carolina having to pull their goalie late, and then you wind up getting a fluky empty netter with 12 seconds left or something like that winds up squeaking it over. So, but I don't want to lay that minus 130 on the over 5.5 in this spot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it can happen, but the public is going to very much remember it being a really, really high scoring game. And I can remember a point that Ghost was making, if I'm remembering correctly how he made it. He said that you just had a 5-4 game, and yet the line for the total in game 2 was barely moved. So probably means the bookmakers, they do respect the under, and they don't really feel particularly much of a need to hedge against it. And as you say, like you could have an empty netter, but okay, one team is going for it, but you're still going to have a little bit less of a relative disparity than if one team had a penalty. And as you know, penalties don't always lead to goals. Could be a 2-2 going down the stretch or 2-1 for all we know.
Right. And let's see, Grass Guy says 82% of the bets, Grass and Ghost say this, 82% of the bets and 92% of the money is on the over right there. I never like being on the side of, going 92% of the money, 90+%. And that's what you can do. Bet you're under 5.5 for your unit or two or whatever, and then put your little half unit on like 4-2 correct score both ways.
There's also a lot of people out there that will pay the -130.
A lot of them. They're everywhere, dude. That's Joe Public for you.
Yeah. So,
and that's one of the things is where like the book, I mean, they don't want to lose to 92% of the money, but that's why you'll see the juice and stuff rise up because they're not getting beat up near as bad as it makes it look when they got all that juice laid on it.
Oh, if you're going to bet the over, just bet over 6.5 at plus money.
That's what I would do. Yeah, if you're going to bet if you like the over, I'd take it on up. So,
I heard you guys need a hockey expert to break down this game for you. So,
go ahead, man.
Host is in the chat.
Well,
tell us they're going to score 2 touchdowns tonight.
Undefeated, never lost in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Jamie sounded pretty damn good. His breakdown was pretty damn good. Will,
here's what I think in this game. I think the value is on Golden Knights to win. The books are making a clear stance that history tells us Carolina probably evens this game up and wins tonight. But the value is taking the plus money with the Knights. I wouldn't be shocked either way. I do agree. I just think if you like the Hurricanes and you think the Hurricanes are going to get this done, I think the Hurricanes win like 3-1. So I would take like Hurricanes parlayed with the under, and then I would take Knights parlayed with the over. You could just blindly bet both of those, and I bet you one's going to hit.
I don't disagree with you at all. I think I said that while you were
I doubt we get a Golden Knights 3-1 victory. You know what I mean?
I do agree with you on that. I do. I think that if you like the Golden Knights, you like the over. If you like the Hurricanes, you like the under.
Yeah, because this should be a bounce back spot for Carolina here. They should tighten things up, score early. Hell, I think first goal scorer, you just take Carolina. Like they score the first goal of the game. I think it's not going to be within the first 25 seconds like last game, but they get off to a hot start. What's up?
Look at both teams to whoever scores first, the other team to win. We see that all the time in hockey, dude. Yeah, we saw it the other night. First time ever a team blew a 2-goal lead in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. They were 55-0 before the other night.
Well, I think you can probably do that in this series. If one of these teams goes up 2-0 in the first period, buy in live on the other team. Buy in live on a prediction market. And you don't have to hold it till the end of the game, but at some point the other team's going to come back and maybe tie it, and then you can cash out. You know,
because you would have probably got the Golden Knights when they went down 2-0 the other night, especially with the bookmakers and the predictive markets, all those guys that set those lines, knowing that I'm sure they have that information available. Like, well, it's never happened. So you probably get the Golden Knights at like 10 cents or something.
I would say you're going to get at least 10-1 at that point, especially since they're the home favorite, pretty solid home favorite. You were probably getting at least 10-1.
And at that point, you'd seen nothing from them that showed they even had a pulse in that game. I mean, they had been whipped for that first 15 minutes.
Hell, even if you bought in at 10-1, and then the Vegas after the first period, it's 2-1, you could have cashed out there for some money. Like you would have been up in the 20 cents. You would have doubled your money.
Yeah, easily. That's what I'm saying. Right there, boom, get out.
Yeah, it looks like live odds got down as low as Golden Knights 14%. So yeah, you got a bit.
I'm kind of shocked. I probably would have waited till for 10%. It was probably because it was so early in the game that they're like, there's too much game left to drop the odds that low. But
yeah, you might have been able to throw it down a little bit lower, because in those immediate spikes after a goal, especially from the favorites, you sometimes can get filled in an order that's just a little bit lower than what gets retrospectively reported by the live graph.
Explain what you mean right there, Jamie, when you talk about trolling the line down a little bit. Explain to the folks what you mean when you do that.
Yeah, so by trolling, I mean the fishing term where you're trolling for a fish or whatever with bait. So on the order book, you often have an order book spread. Most of the time, it tends to be like 1 or 2 cents. So you might be able to enter a market of 50 cents, but the highest bid might be down at 48 cents. But when you've got a larger spread like 3, 4, or 5 cents, which can very easily happen in game, you can sometimes put an order down at the very bottom or even a little bit below whatever the highest bid is at the time. And when the price action is volatile, you can end up in a situation where someone just ends up buying really aggressively into whatever the highest bid is. and that's how you can get better prices. So what I was seeing there, Golden Knights down as low as 14 cents. You might have been able to place an order at 12 cents. And you might have someone saying, oh, I'm really on the Hurricanes. I'm just going to buy like 20,000 contracts of the Hurricanes. And that might be how your 12-cent order gets filled because slippage. There might only be 1,000, 2,000 contracts available at the top. So it goes down to the next lowest one. And that's where those pockets of liquidity can give you a better entry.
What, 5% would be what? 19-1, technically?
That's right.
Yeah. So, yeah, there you go, Steps. Just how many times does 5 cents go into $1, buddy?
Cricket, you can do that, but you can't write code, dude. What's going on?
Wait a minute. I feel like you guys are not giving people enough credit that can write code. Y'all make this sound like it's just easy peasy lemon
I just
squeezy.
wish you would fire up ChatGPT one time and just play around with it.
I want you to go live and just pull up ChatGPT and let us just watch you talk to ChatGPT.
No, you know, Will, you build your Legos. I do whatever. Cricket, yeah, you need to build something on ChatGPT. That would be awesome. I would definitely watch that. 100%.
Just have a conversation with ChatGPT about anything.
Log me into Apple Music.
Yeah,
it would help you. It would tell you to find your login. Yeah.
It'd give you a step.
Remember your password.
Step 1, find your login.
Did you unplug it and plug it back in, Cricket?
I'll tell you what's the biggest problem for me.
Text steps
is that I guess I know a lot of y'all like Steps. You don't use a Mac and stuff, and that's what all the stuff I have. Because that's what Uncle Bob likes. So that's what he buys. That's what he bought for me and all this stuff. And I don't know if I'm sophisticated enough to use all these fancy pants technology things, man. Well, Macs, they're supposed to be easier. I don't think that they are.
I think if you've grown up,
they're a lot easier
with Windows your whole life. There's an adjustment period. That's why when I get on your computer, I don't know what I'm doing. Because I'm a Windows user.
I feel like my whole life is a lie.
I grew up with Windows my whole life. When I switched over to Mac, there was a little bit of adjustment period, but now that I see it, it is a lot simpler.
Here's what I'm going to tell you, Cricket. How long did it take us to figure out that the menu of the window, like the file, everything up, was still at the top of the screen, even though the window was like,
dude, that's what was giving me the most problems with the Apple Music. Whatever program you click on this, now all your options are in the top, like on your computer where you restart everything and all that stuff. Whatever you click on, now all your options are hidden up there in the corner in the same spot, but you don't know that. Nobody tells you that. Nobody points it out to you. It doesn't go any red sirens flashing or anything like that. It just hides up there in the corner where it was all along.
So you're saying it's complicated because they leave everything in the same spot.
Yeah.
So
pop up somewhere.
Cricket likes to use his Windows minimize because his screen's so big, so he can have like multiple windows up. So I kept telling him like, let's save it. Let's save as. Where's your file button? And we couldn't find the file button.
Top left. It was
in the top left, but I'm not a Mac.
I thought that was for the computer. I didn't know that was for the OBS too or the Apple Music and everything you want to do.
Yeah, yes, I know once I figured that out, it made sense, and it is a little easier, but I'm not used to it. So little things like that are easy and simple take like 15 minutes to figure out. Once you figure it out, it's easier. But it's like,
hey, Crick,
it said, "Where's the sirens?" Somebody, like,
Crick. What do you use? I was asking Step because Steps uses Adobe Reader when he prints off his labels. What do you use on Mac? Because I have a Mac, so I need to know.
I don't know.
Well, how do you print off?
Man, we set it up when Steps was here, and I do the same process every time. I don't click.
Walk me through it. What happens? What do you do when you print a label?
Share your screen.
Man, I finish a show, and then I go into the shows, and you can go to the past shows, and there's a thing that says view shipments. You click on the shipments, click on those. You go over here, and it says generate labels. You click generate labels. It generates that or whatever through your computer, and it says export and whatever shipping labels and stuff. You click on that. You download those. You click on the little download up in your corner. It pulls up a whole nother screen. It's got the print layout. You click print.
Okay, that's what I thought. So I think Apple automatically does it for you. So I don't even think I'm going to have to worry about
mine does too. It automatically knows. When you're doing eBay and single prints, it's different.
It's interesting. It's very interesting. To put a bow on this game, so we can move on. Here's the argument for the Knights tonight. If you just want to take a money line before the game, they won game 1 while gifting Carolina 2 goals. Carolina got the first goal of the game in 25 seconds. That was a freebie, right?
Mhm.
And then the refs gifted the Hurricanes a goal that shouldn't have been a goal to tie it up 4-4.
And if you want to get technical, it was bullshit that they had that face-off in their end when they scored their 4th goal where Gostisbehere scored, because I think they won the race, and I don't think that should have been called icing. So there shouldn't have been a face-off right in front of their net on that 4th goal.
So really, they spotted them 2 goals and still came back and won the game. So that's another argument for the value on the Knights tonight.
They may just be the better team. So that's what you can do if you want to. I think I like the under tonight, though.
Yeah, especially after what happened in the first game, you probably are going to see defensive adjustments by both teams to prevent themselves giving up what happened in the first game.
I'll tell you what, though,
Fair
it's
enough.
kind of like the NBA game. There's certain feels when you see the way a game's going to go. If they have another high-scoring first quarter, and you're on the under,
First
just
period.
toss that bet and just go take an alt line over, because we're probably going for a blitz for the rest of the game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if we get a 2-1 first quarter again, or hell, even a 1-1,
first
probably good to
period.
go. Yeah, first period.
The periods in hockey, not quarters.
Quarter, same thing.
No. Anyway,
I suppose if you have an extra time winner, it would technically be a quarter.
Ooh, that would be fun. Maybe tonight, since it's going to be intense, maybe just sprinkle a little bit. If you like the under, just sprinkle a little bit on. It's going to go to overtime.
Yeah, man.
It'll be a tight game.
I wonder what we get on that.
I want to look it up on Kalshi right now. That might be the angle, my friend. If you like the under, you got to sprinkle a little bit on to go to overtime.
Ooh, you get a little plus 275 on it to go to overtime tonight.
That's it?
I kind of like that, though, dude. I fully think this game has a chance to go to OT.
Here, I'll make this argument like I do every single time. Don't bet it before the game. Wait till someone goes up 1-0 and then bet yes overtime, because the odds will shift once someone scores, especially if they go up 2-0.
I'm seeing on Kalshi that you can get the game to go to overtime at market at 24 cents. The no is 80 cents. So if you like it, I'd actually have no problem with setting a limit order now down around the 20-21 cent mark, because you're probably going to get filled. And
once someone scores
for before the game.
Yeah, once it's 1-0, then that thing's you're going to get filled at that, and at 20 cents, a little 4-1 action, and that'd be bad.
Yeah, man.
Hockey expert Will, first quarter in the NHL. Yep, you're welcome.
First quarter's in free ticking.
I'm just gonna go with cricket on the under. Whatever. Let's go, Crick.
Like I said, I like to bet against 90% of the public money.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it, baby. I'm with it. I'm here for it. I'm gonna put 2 units on it, not 1 but 2.
I was trying to get one from Ghost, man, but he's leaning, so I was just,
It's too early. Ghost leans in the morning, man. He'll stand up straight here in a little while when he sees all the money.
That's why I said, is that a tease? I got to tune in later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of that clip. Ghost, buddy, where are you?
Laying the numbers? Is that what it is?
We're the only ones talking common sense here.
Inside the numbers, it's called.
Inside the numbers. That's right. Inside the numbers.
Smash or pass inside the numbers is one and the same. You got Ghost and Grass in there dropping all the knowledge for y'all. That'll be at 5 p.m. this afternoon, I would say.
I just had a vision, Steps. Just came to me. I'm seeing it right now. I'm seeing it. Clear as day. First touchdown this game. Chris Godwin. 12-1. I'm betting it right now.
What's his
Chris Godwin. First touchdown. I just bet it. Where's Chris Godwin anytime?
You guys don't listen to Will. He's giving you bad gambling advice.
What?
Damn, he's just going to say that about you on your show.
Now he's got Ghost. I need you, buddy. I need your. We're the only 2 disciplined people in here.
I don't want your money. I want your bookies, fucking.
Mayfield throws. Nice. End zone. Touchdown.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff. I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine.
Who's retarded now?
Yeah.
I was so trying to figure out how to stop that, and I was about to hit end stream, but
he's at the end of the whole show.
You just go click the clip. You just go click the clip.
Trying to figure out, like, how do
I just wanted to hear the.
stop?
I just want to hear the ghost, buddy. I need you.
Ghost
I put so much faith. I put so much faith in you to help me with my technology and stuff, and you don't even know how to stop the videos when we're streaming.
Well,
we've only been doing this.
I didn't have
4 or 5 years
ChatGPT open, but listen, Ghost lives and breathes this stuff, dude. This guy, this is what he does, man. I'm not saying none of us do it, but Ghost does it a little bit more than we do it. Like, as far as like, he digs in there,
buddy. Ghost has the discipline of a monk.
That's what I'm saying. He digs in there. Let this guy. He'll post something and he'll have a number next to it, and I know that number means something, but I don't know what it means. But I know it means something. It'll be like play 5,640, and I know it's a winner.
I just blind tell it.
Hey, real quick, Nick Saban, when Alabama isn't the only team allowed to pay players.
Who dis?
Oh no, no.
What?
No, 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 don't do it! I thought we were having a nice day.
That's you and your wife, dude.
No, my wife's not crazy like that.
I see that girl right there got crazy eyes. You can see
Dude,
it.
No, she's not crazy like that, but when she walks in the room, that's how you tense up like that. She's not crazy like that. She don't have to talk to you like that, but she's got you acting like that.
No, she does the complete opposite. When I know I'm getting the silent treatment, I know I'm in big trouble.
The other day, he was at went to a barbecue. I needed him for something for like 30 seconds. So I can't be on my phone. Cannot be on my phone at this barbecue, dude. I was like, dude, go take a poop. Dude, like,
bro, she got mad at me when I tried watching this. I walked off to the side. I was hanging out underneath the little cover area, just a nice little bunch of couches and stuff. Chill area, kids are all running around, and I was trying to tune into the stream that you were breaking the stream and just try to watch it and whatnot. And then I got on the phone with someone too for a quick second. I got on, I think it was with you or something. And she goes, "The hell you doing over here?" I go, "I'm sitting down.
I'm chilling for a minute. I work every day too."
Yeah. I'm like, I can see the kids. They're over here running around by me too.
He left that.
Hey, I'm all about being, you got a happy wife, happy life, stuff like that. But I am the first to say, hey, if I'm chilling for a minute, I get my ass up at 6 o'clock every morning. I'll work my ass off every day too. All right. So if I want to sit here for a minute, I'm gonna sit here for a minute. I don't want to catch no shit.
It just makes it hard when my 4 kids are running around and there's guaranteed one of them's being a demon. And she's like, "Hey, I need you to kind of come help me field that. If you're not going to deal with that meltdown over there, you need to watch these 2 over here." So,
I mean, I get that. I get that too.
It's because the girls aren't like in about 2 years when the girls, they'll be at that age where it's like we don't have to like hover over them.
You don't have to watch every move.
You don't have to stay within 10 feet of them. You can just let them run around like boys and say, "Oh, they'll be fine."
I'm like, I'll go handle that meltdown. But get your ass up. What are we doing, man? We don't act like that.
Yeah, but that's like every 5 minutes at these things, dude. So it gets tiring after a while.
Just sit on top of them then, man. Just bring them over by you. Just sit on top of them and be like, all right, you going to act like that? I'm going to give you something to act like that about. I'm going to sit right here.
The problem at that party was we didn't have a problem with the boys wrestling with their boy cousins. And actually my boys were doing really good. It was one of their cousins that was just wild. And he was like, they're on this little jumpy house thing and they were pushing the girls around. And that's where like other, my in-laws or my brother-in-laws, mainly my sister-in-law, they were getting really concerned. And it wasn't really my kids, but it was just like, they were like, now when he pushed one of my girls, I was like, okay, we gotta tone that down a little bit. He's like too young. Like he's just like a year younger than Cal.
Go in there and choke slam him, give him the rock bottom or something. You can go and tell
that's what I let Cal do. My brother and I looked at like my sister-in-law was getting really nervous and upset with Cal and Algie wrestling, and my brother and I look at each other like, we don't give a shit if it's boys. Boys can beat each other up and make each other cry. We don't care. It's good for them. It's when the girls are in there and they need to tone that shit down.
I ain't too old to body slam a nephew, man.
Will, were you a demon
when someone says work 40 hours a week? I didn't know you could work part-time. my man.
Yeah, Will, were you a demon when you were their age?
Maybe when I was like 3 or 4, but like from what I remember as a kid, I was always the kid that I wasn't wild like my brother or like how my youngest son is, Cal is. I was always I remember I could always think like that probably shouldn't do that, or like that's a
Right.
stupid idea.
It registered. You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
like
that's, yeah.
that's from what I remember. Now, when I was 3 or 4, I don't remember what I was thinking in my head, obviously. But when I got a little bit older, I was pretty.
I was always a
I had
pretty
common
aware kid
sense.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of that. I did have that.
Like when I was like 10 or 11, I was staying the night at my buddy's place, and we're down by these like little creek sewer areas, and we're just playing outside like you're supposed to, just wander around. And he goes, and there's this little bend where cars go by, and he goes, "Hey, check this out." He grabs some rocks and starts hucking them when cars go by, and I go, "That is a dumb idea. No, why the hell would you do that?" And sure as shit, one guy stops and gets out of his car. My buddy goes, "Run!" And he starts taking off and hides behind this rock. I'm just standing there. I'm like, "What the hell am I running for?" And he comes up and he's all pissed off and he's like, "The hell are you doing?" I go, "I didn't do it. The other guy threw that rock." I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't do it, bro. Yeah.
You got to go find him. And he's like, "Well, you
Mhm.
tell your buddy does that again, I'm gonna have words with his parents. Why you shouldn't be throwing shit at cars." I go, I know.
I
that was
agree. I
dumb."
told him the same shit, dude. All right, boys. I gotta hop out of here. I need about a few minutes of grass. We'll start Creek's Corner here in just a few minutes. But I gotta hop back.
We didn't get to talk about the World Cup.
No, y'all are still. Will's not leaving, man. He's off work today, so y'all are gonna keep rolling for a little bit. I just gotta hop out. But
we got World Cup talk.
Yeah, I need Jamie. I need you to tell me. I'm in Atlanta, so I have it down. I have it games down the road from me. See you, Crick.
Later, buddy.
I need you to tell me if it's worth going down there, because I mean the crowd's going to be nuts, right? They've taken all of they've removed all of the Mercedes-Benz logos off the stadium. Apparently, like it can't have any branding. So they've spent like the last couple months doing that. It's going to be called Atlanta Stadium, I guess. But I do know that the crowd's going to be insane. It's going to be crazy busy. Is it worth getting down there? Is it worth paying the money? And what am I going to see here in the group stage here in Atlanta?
It depends upon how much you end up paying for it. I know the ticket prices have been a bit of a big deal. And if they're struggling to shift the tickets, then there's a good chance you can get something discounted closer to the day. So yeah, it's really going to depend. It's also going to depend on which games you're looking at going to. Do you know offhand which one you might be going to?
I'm about to look just to see what group's playing there. But I think you're right. Maybe wait until the game, like closer to the game, get a good deal. Somebody trying to move a ticket.
Okay, I'm actually seeing a few here from the group stages. You got the Czech Republic against South Africa on the 18th of June. That one mightn't be too bad. South Africa are a decent team. There's Morocco against Haiti. That one mightn't be too good to watch. Morocco, they are a good team, but they're very defensive. And Haiti, this is an important World Cup for them, but they're a bit of an unknown quantity. I'm not sure how strong they're going to be from an attacking point of view. Spain against Cape Verde, that's on the 15th. That one could be good. Spain, they're the European champions, and they're potentially really good runner for world champions. But how entertaining it's going to be might depend on how well Yamin Lamal is recovering from his hamstring issues. Cape Verde, haven't watched them, but from what I can tell from the Barnes brothers, are a pretty good team. Spain, Saudi Arabia on the 21st. That one, kind of similar, I suppose. Saudi Arabia, they upset Argentina in the first game of the last World Cup. So, that one mightn't be too bad for a potential upset. Congo against Uzbekistan on the 27th. That one, a little bit of an unknown quantity, but I'd be surprised if that's a good one. And then you got some knockout games, which are to be determined.
Those first two you said, those would probably intrigue me the most.
Yes, certainly Czech Republic, South Africa, less so Morocco, Haiti. I'm not convinced Morocco are going to be as good as people expect them to be, because they're really good in Africa. And there's normally a surprise team from whichever continent the World Cup is held in. But I'm not convinced they're going to be quite so good this World Cup.
So it seems like in my group here, Spain and the Czech Republic are probably going to be the two that I would want to see clash at some point.
Yeah, that would be fair enough.
Like the Czech had who was the big guy that they had? It starts with an M. He's an older guy. God, what is his name? I think he played for Real Madrid forever. But
you're thinking of Luka Modric. He's Croatian.
Oh, Croatian. He plays for Croatia.
Yeah.
Is it true if you baptize your plane before you head over here, it's good juju?
I saw that.
Oh yeah, you're guaranteed to win if you baptize your plane. Undefeated.
Okay.
How'd they find that much holy water?
That's a good question. Like maybe there's a massive big lake they draw the holy water from, and they just decided to go industrial with it.
Even the Pope couldn't bless that much holy water.
Yeah, it is a very intriguing thing that they've done. Brazil is traditionally a country that is very high on emotions. When they're doing well, like they really ride the crest of an emotional wave. But when they're going through periods where they're not doing so well, everything just becomes life or death. Like they lost a World Cup final to Uruguay in 1950, and they still hadn't got over it by the early 2010s.
It reminds me a lot of like the United States and the World Baseball Classic. It's like there's so much pressure on them, and there's like not as much pressure on everybody else. And they, this is every 4 years, right? So they don't get the Super Bowl like this is their Super Bowl, and they only get it every 4 years. So there's a lot more pressure on countries like that where this is like their end all be all. Like we get the Super Bowl every year. You know what I mean? So Brazil, I think when Brazil's good, it's good for everybody, right?
It is. Like when they're winning, they're normally doing it in a really entertaining way. With the exception of some managers like Dunga, when they won the Copa America in 2007, it wasn't a very entertaining Brazil team. It was a very pragmatic kind of football, but it was effective. But that would be more the exception that proves the rule. I'd expect them to be pretty entertaining under Ancelotti because his Real Madrid teams in the Champions League, they had a lot of dramatic comebacks. And his AC Milan team wasn't quite as entertaining, but they were more defensive-minded. But they were world-class whenever you're in any kind of high-pressure knockout situation.
Who are some of the teams in the World Cup this year that you would suggest people to tune into that maybe aren't super big into soccer, but they might be sitting at home and want to tune into the World Cup? What would be some of the teams that you would suggest watching to maybe hook somebody that are going to be a little bit more fast paced? They're going to push the pace a little bit more. They're going to take a little bit more risk. They're going to shoot from outside the box. Send balls in, crazy stuff.
I'd say Spain would be one, especially if Lamine Yamal is fit, because in the Euros they took about 2/3 of their shots from outside the box, and they were actually pretty good at hitting them. So that's one shout. Brazil as well, because they just got world-class talent all over the pitch. They got Rafinha up front, Matheus Cunha of Manchester United. Neymar might be playing if he's fit, but there are big question marks over that.
How is he at his age?
Who else? So he's 34 years old now. He's playing for Santos in the Brazilian Serie A, but he's had injury problems for years, and he hasn't played for Brazil in about 3 years now.
I just wonder where he is mentally too. How hungry is he?
Like playing in the World Cup is a really big deal for him. When he was announced to be in the squad, it looked like he had just gone through an ordeal, just waiting to see if his name would be announced. So I think he really is going to be motivated. He's really going to want to do well with it. But my concern for Neymar is really more, is he in a physical condition now to win an elite tournament? And if he's not playing well, is Ancelotti going to take him off? Because the two biggest risks for Brazil are that they become too dependent on a star like Neymar, which I don't think will happen because they just got so much talent. and the other is that they're not able to regulate the emotional state of the game in a high pressure knockout situation, which traditionally has been their problem. But Ancelotti has been consistently one of the best managers for taking the emotional sting out of a game, no matter what the game state is.
It's crazy how much the manager does actually impact a lot of what goes on. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess you do in every sport, but in soccer, football, here in the States, Atlanta United, we've gone through like 8 guys. We had Tata at one point. He won us a cup here. After he left, dude, we couldn't find nobody. We could not find anybody. That guy's a beast. Who are some of the like younger players or some of the players that we might not know over here that when we see them on the big stage, we're going to remember their names?
Let's see. Well, Lamine Yamal is definitely one.
Yeah, he's sick.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of the ones to be more memorable. They would generally be attacking players. So I'm just gonna,
because a lot of times Premier League's easily accessible for me. I can watch that, right? It's pretty easy for me to find. But Bundesliga and French, like some of those other leagues with big players, are hard to find. So outside the Premier League, what kind of players are we going to see in this thing?
For France, Ousmane Dembele, recent Champions League winner with Paris Saint-Germain. He's able to score some pretty spectacular goals, but the flip side is he often needs about 6 absolute sitters before he scores. Kylian Mbappe would be another easy one, but I do have concerns about his work ethic. I can see it being a tournament where France end up routing a lot of their play through him, but I'm not quite as convinced how effective they're going to be, because for Real Madrid, he doesn't really have a great work rate. For Norway, Erling Braut Haaland, he'd be another big one. He's a monstrous physical specimen.
He's huge.
If you feed a chance into the box, then there's a very high chance he's going to score. But he tends to struggle to make an impact in the game if the play isn't really going towards him. But they've got Odegaard in midfield, so I'd expect Norway to do well.
There's some guys out there too that what they can do with the ball and sending balls in and stuff like that. Is Ronaldo? What's he up to? What's a guy like that up to right now?
Ronaldo, he'd be in his 40s now, and I believe he's still playing. I'm trying to remember who he's playing.
He's in like Saudi Arabia, right? He's not Portugal. Did they make the World Cup?
They did, yeah.
Is he? He's not on the team, or is he playing?
He's very much in the squad.
Okay,
that's my big concern for Portugal, because Ronaldo is not the same physical specimen that he used to be. He's still extremely fit, but he's old.
Yeah.
And in the last Euros, a lot of the play was going through him, and someone of his stature is basically undroppable. And so the big question is, will Roberto Martinez have the courage to substitute him or even start him on the bench if things aren't working out? Because Portugal have outrageous talent over the rest of the pitch. Bruno Fernandes has just come off a season where he broke the Premier League assist record.
Yeah, he's sick too, man. So what do you think the best group is, though? What's the group that's stacked the most, that has the best teams in it?
There's Group I, which is France, Senegal, Norway, and Iraq. That's going to be a tough group. And the other big one would be Group C, which is Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland.
Do you as far as wagers, you a guy who doesn't do much in the first round? What do you take advantage of early?
Penalty props. Based on my research, the probability of draws in the knockout stages and games going to penalties are systematically underestimated. So bet online, I got over 5.5 penalty shootouts at even money, and over 8.5 games going to extra time, also at even money. The lines for both of those have since moved. I think it's over 6.5 is now plus 105, and over 8.5 games to go to extra time is minus 160. There weren't any prediction market options, so that's why I took them. So they're not as good value, those two lines now, but they're probably still good value.
Do you like to bet draws during like regular season games?
Yeah, very much so. Like
Yeah.
it wouldn't be the dominant part of my strategy, but the kind of candidates I look for draws tend to be teams that play more conservatively if they're level after about an hour or so. And you're going to see a lot of that at this World Cup. So I'd see England as being candidates for draws, Croatia as well, Morocco. And probably become a little bit more clear over time who this will be applicable to. But any kind of possession dominant team that doesn't have an enormous cutting edge, so that would include Portugal.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point, because in these types of games, like you said, some of these teams, if it's close or it's tied, they'll just sit back. Like they'll just put everybody back, right? Like some of the teams that just can't attack as well, like you said, Morocco, they're the type of team who's going to be more defensive minded. So if they're in a late match, like you said, they're probably looking to send it to penalties, right?
Yes. Yeah, Morocco, they beat Spain on penalties back in the last World Cup. So I can see that being their approach again. It's a mixture of some teams are more comfortable making the game ugly.
Yeah.
And it's also, there's a natural conservatism that comes about because the pressures that these players are under is absolutely enormous. It's way bigger than you get in the vast majority of club football games. So you can often have a case where you have two teams that for the first hour or so, they may be able to trade blows, but there's normally a point after which they don't really have enough to muster a knockout punch against each other. And those are the prime candidates for draws and penalties.
Love it. Will, are you going to make any of those bets?
I'm not sure. I haven't figured out. I mean, we got another week until I figure out my angle on it. I was going to ask Jamie. I had a buddy text me last night. He's a soccer fan, played soccer, but casual sports bettor will, dive in when it's like big things going on. But he's going to be paying attention to World Cup. He asked me if I had any bets for the World Cup yet, and I don't. Haven't replied back to him yet. But what would you recommend for a casual bettor? Something that can get him excited. What would be a good bet to recommend to someone? Doesn't have to be a crazy payout, just something that you see good value on, whether it's to win a group or win the whole thing or whatnot.
Yeah, I was saying the steps there while you were off stream. I do like the number of penalty shootouts in games that go to extra time to go over. I took it on Bet Online because they don't have in the prediction markets. The line has moved since I took it, but I still think there's probably some value in taking those to go over. But that's not really the most exciting thing because you're hoping for games to draw. Remember the last time we spoke about it months ago, I was a little bit bearish on the USA, the US national team. But I've done a bit more of a deep dive into them, and I actually do like them a bit more now. And they've got a very winnable group.
What are they to advance?
To advance, they're very likely to advance. Let me pull up the odds for it.
I guess you would have to bet them to win the group, right?
They're 85% to advance, and yeah, I'd be happy to put a 2-unit play at least on that. I might even put a 5-unit play because the USA, what I notice about them is that they're very athletic. And in the group stages, athleticism tends to be very predictive of being able to advance. And they have also improved a lot under Pochettino. He's had a few years to develop a system. Generally speaking, systems don't really work as well at international level, but he's had the space to try and develop a system. And as well as that, like the US national team, it generally does perform well at World Cups that are not in Europe. Like in Europe, they tend to do poorly, like Italia 90, France 98, Germany 06. But every World Cup since then, since 1990, in which it's been set outside of Europe, from I believe they've at least made the knockout stages every single time. And one of the things I think is crucial to that, actually, there's two things. First is they're going to be used to the weather. They're going to be well acclimatized to the hot, humid North American summers. And as well as that, The USA is also kind of immune from pressure because it's one of the few areas in which you're a genuine underdog. So it's like the opposite of the World Baseball Classic. A lot of the guys there on the team, they're going to know that no one's really expecting to make a deep run against the likes of Spain or Germany. So that actually can be a little bit freeing. That's kind of a situation where the players are more likely to just go out, do their thing. And Pochettino, he's no mug. Like, he's had his failures at club level, but that tends to be more when it comes to actually winning trophies or managing big clubs. But when it comes to taking clubs that are a little bit more mid to upper mid market, he's very good at getting a tune out of them. So USA to win the group, I think they're about 39 or so. It all comes down to how good Turkey are, I suppose, as well. Turkey is a pretty volatile team, so they're not the best at in-game management. So last group game, when it comes down to USA against Turkey, I can easily see it being a situation where the USA only need a draw and they would top the group in goal difference.
You said that's
I'm
39.
way off. I have a question though about this real quick before you move on. Is FIFA still have a bad reputation of like fixing things and like, because it seems like, I mean, USA has a pretty easy group here and they're the host.
I think it's because we're the host.
Did they do that on purpose?
It's seeding. No, it's a whole seeding thing. Like basically you've got a bunch of different seedings for different teams, and they distribute it so that you don't end up having games or groups that are too heavily lopsided.
I just know they had a reputation for a little bit FIFA doing some fixing some stuff, you know.
Like, they don't match fix. Like match fixing is surprisingly rare in football.
Okay.
Like there was a pretty big scandal in 2006 when Juventus and a bunch of other clubs were having games rigged in their favor with stuff involving referees. But something like the World Cup, it would be very difficult to actually rig the World Cup because there are just so many eyes on it.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
What was I going to say? So you said they're what, 39 cents to win their?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing on Polymark at the moment. So 39 cents for USA to win the group. I probably have to do a little bit more research just to compare them with Turkey. But right now, I'd be content to take USA to win the group at that and to qualify, because most of the third place teams will qualify.
Okay, I like it.
A lot of those players don't even like. USA's shifted their like in the last like 15 years. The players, they got a lot of European players now that just have citizenship in the United States.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, shout out to Hunter Sick Edits over on YouTube. He sent a flower emoji thing for 30 joules. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate it, buddy.
Nice gesture, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we get to kick things off here. So next Thursday, a week from today, we get 2 matches. What's the big days? Why is there only 2 matches these days? Oh, there's 3.
To start off,
there we go.
You have the opener, which is Mexico against South Africa. But yeah, once things get underway, you're going to be looking at 4 games every day.
So you like most games to go over that 2.5?
I don't really have any opinion on the totals. But the general way that I'm going to be thinking about the tournament is I don't really have an opinion on volatility, but I do think it's going to be a high entropy tournament. And what I mean by that is volatility is more so dispersion of results from the mean, and that can kind of go either way. But entropy is more so the uncertainty you have with respect to the underlying dynamic or underlying information. And this is a World Cup that is going to have a lot of curveballs in it. We've never had a 40-team World Cup. I think a lot of teams, despite their attempts to prepare for the climate, are going to struggle with it. And the teams that I'm going to be looking at to do well are going to be teams that are defensively organized, have a very high clarity of roles within the team, and show a good ability to manage the state of the game. So being able to speed up the game, slow down the game whenever necessary, and keep their heads when they're in a high pressure situation, because that historically tends to be the three biggest things that predict an overperformance.
Okay. I'm excited. This has got to be like your Super Bowl, huh, Jamie?
Well, as you're saying earlier on, the Super Bowl comes once a year, so that'll be more in August. The Champions League. There's no real equivalent for the World Cup because the markets are liquid, but they're not sharp. So everyone's doing guesswork to a little bit of an extent. So it is a little bit like the World Baseball Classic.
It is kind of like your Super Bowl in the way that, yes, it only comes once every 4 years, but you get at least a ton of you got like a window here to bet on a bunch of different things. Whereas the same thing with the Super Bowl, it comes once a year, but that's the time there's like 1,000 prop bets that you don't normally see. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different ways to get at it, just like there's a lot of different ways to get at this tournament.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely that. Like it's going to be a pretty busy month, that's for sure. And by the way, the Barnes brothers, Robert and Gordon Barnes, they uploaded a video doing a deep dive, previewing this World Cup. They reviewed basically every team, all 48 of them.
Oh man, it's 24 hours.
Like it ended up being a little bit short of 2 hours.
Oh wow!
But the breadth of knowledge that they have is pretty astonishing. Like,
dude, they love soccer. They love it. I'm curious, without saying Robert's picks and whatnot, I haven't looked at his picks he's given out for the World Cup yet. Just your general overview. Do you agree with most of them?
He actually hasn't put out any official picks.
Okay.
The video is public. It's up on Rumble, so any of you can go and watch it. But from the general leans that he has, we're generally in agreement on Brazil, but for different reasons.
Okay.
We're in agreement of Mbappe being a risk factor for France and France to probably underperform. We're both kind of a little bit slightly skeptical of Spain. We're in disagreement about England. They think England are about valued right, but I've got big skepticism about England. We both like Japan. We're kind of split on the Dutch, and we both aren't really convinced about Germany. So yeah, generally, I'd say we agree on a lot more than we disagree with, but I still have to go and rewatch the video so I can kind of deal down into it a bit more, because where you tend to find the real value is not so much where you agree, it's where you disagree, because that's normally where you tend to be able to refine things a bit more.
Okay. I had a question for Steps. Steps.
Yeah.
I have 7 of the Rashee Rice 105.
That doesn't make that you don't.
I do. I got 7.
There's only 5, so you can't have 7.
Different variations.
Different parallels. Okay. Lava.
Yeah.
Wave. Okay.
Yeah. The pigskin. All that stuff. I have been looking for the last 2 weeks, and I can't find on eBay, whatnot, or simple Google search finding anyone with any other of these 105s. They're out there somewhere, but they're not on the internet. So since I own 7, I get to dictate the price, I think. So I've been putting them up. I got to upload the other 3, but I put them on whatnot and YouTube. 7 for $500. See what people will offer. Because if someone's looking for a Rashee Rice, there's only one.
You're better off collecting. Here's the thing. You're on the verge of, you're either going to be the guy that needs the cards or you're going to be the guy that has the cards. So you need to make a decision.
Right now, I'm the guy that
you're going to be.
I'm the guy that has the card. So if someone
don't buy any more then.
I can't find them.
I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. Do you want to complete all the sets, or do you want to be the guy that has the cards for someone else to overpay to complete theirs? Because if you have a majority of the cards, no one's going to be coming to you trying to buy 4 to complete a set of 5.
Here's the thing. I could go either way. I could.
Right now you can.
Yeah. So I'm putting them up there at a spendy price in case there is someone that wants to come in and complete the set. Fine. Go ahead. Go pay for them.
This is going to get interesting.
It is. And if not, I sit and wait. And if the other ones come available for cheaper, I might just snag them and add them to my collection.
What I would do is just put one up and ask the person who's buying it why they're buying it. And if they say they're trying to collect it, then don't list the other one for a second. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to play this right if you have multiple of the 5.
I want to put them all out there and just see what happens.
You need to feed like 3 of them separately to somebody and hold the other one while they, you know what I'm saying? And just hold the last one and just make them pay up for it.
I'm just hoping one day I wake up and someone adds all 7 to their cart and buys them all.
But
it could. There could be a crazy rich Kansas City fan out there.
True. That doesn't even want to like deal with they just get lazy. Rice gets out of jail and it's like, I want all 5 of my 5s.
Yeah. I mean, he starts the season off hot. Collector wants to go get the 1 of 5s.
You should tag
There's
him
only
on
one
Twitter
profile you can go to.
and tell him to come buy all your cards.
I know, right?
And you'll forgive him for all the things he's done to go to jail and all that stuff. You'll be a fan again.
I don't know if he's got the money. I got to wait for him to get his contract first.
I did read that if you send Amon-Ra St. Brown your cards, he'll sign them.
I don't know how many Amon-Ra cards I have.
And he said if you put the pin that you want to it sign with, like the color and everything, to put it in the package, he'll do that.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounded him.
Jamie, you should get into soccer cards, man. Topps has a Chrome, a soccer, UEFA's. They just released a nice little line of Topps Chrome cards for the UEFA Champions League.
Yeah, like I've heard about the cards, but I just never really got into them. The last thing I did anything like it was we used to sticker albums when we were in school, but that would be
Jamie.
They're hot right now, man. The soccer,
Jamie,
the UEFA, the Premier League, everything. They all got their own sets.
Don't get into them, dude. Don't.
Topps Chrome.
So you're saying,
Jamie, what's your address? I might have to send you a little blaster to open.
Yeah, Will has my address, funnily enough.
I do.
He sent me the was the Phil Steele preview for the college season.
Oh, dude, that book is awesome.
Yes,
that book is awesome.
Yeah, I've
Him and
read
Warren
about
Sharp,
I
dude.
think 20 pages of it, maybe 30.
Yeah, there's so much information.
It's a good little resource. Good information, man.
Yeah, it's a good release because if you just want to focus on like one conference, that's a great resource to have.
There's so many college football teams. It's hard to follow everything. Get that book.
And him and I already pre-ordered Warren Sharp's book because that thing is
Warren Sharp.
Amazing.
Yeah, so you're saying that and then send it to him.
We buy this and send it to him. That actually might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Is his address public? How do I send it to him?
I would buy his. You know what I would buy? I would buy his True Gold variation.
What the hell is that?
Just put True Gold. I'm on because it won't be wavy like that. True Gold is just their chrome-based card with a gold border to 50, and it's image variation, so his helmet will be off, and then he can sign it.
There's this one that's already signed.
I mean, I can't see it. Yes, that's what you want.
But it's already signed.
You want the image variation with his helmet off.
So this one.
Yeah, you want that one. That's the one you want him to sign.
All right. Give me his address. I'll send it to him.
I would rather get that though on the blue to 150.
Yeah.
So it would color match and it'd be cheaper than 115. Maybe it might be the same price. Sorry, Jamie. I'd said in the chat earlier, Jamie is the chat during card talk. Like he just sits there and he can't have any input because we're the card people. They're not the card people, Will.
Yeah, it just never really took off over here.
Yeah.
I think most of the people who would collect cards would be like teens, early 20s.
Are you into wrestling?
Oh, I like myself a bit of wrestling.
Yeah, I know wrestling.
I've been to a few shows over here.
There. Yeah, dude. When it goes over there, I guess it's because of the demand, like, supply and demand. That's the teal. You want the blue, true blue, 150. I guess that is the Lions colors, isn't it?
Somewhat.
Yeah. $25, dude. I'd grab that and send him to sign it.
There's the one you're talking about, but that's not the image variation. Damn it, I can't find it.
No, but that would be sick.
Anyway, unfortunately, I'm going to have to bounce. I've got a cat who wants to come back in.
Uh-oh.
And another cat who I'm probably going to take to the vet again.
Oh, that's a bummer.
So USA to win the World Cup.
not. You can always cash out when they get to the knockout
Can they?
stages.
How far could they realistically advance if they make it to the 16?
So it's going to depend on who they come up against. But basically, what I'm seeing for the USA is they have a fair bit of clarity on who does what in the team. They got a lot of athletic ability, so they're probably not going to run out of juice. But my concern for them is when they come up against a big team that knows how to manage the pace of a game. That's probably where they'll come up short, like possibly going out on penalties. So if they get to a quarterfinal, that would be absolutely amazing for them. But I think like depending on who they play, then the last 32 or last 16 would be where I'll be looking to cash out.
So we could possibly get some value on maybe them to advance in the first round of the group or the 16 stage. There might be some good value there based on who they're playing.
Yes, yeah, exactly. If they're coming up against a team that isn't really experienced or is a little bit more emotionally volatile, then they have a pretty decent chance of going against them, especially if they win the group. But when they come up against, if they come up against a team like Spain or Croatia years ago, but Croatia are very old now. But basically, teams that are very good at managing the pace of the game. A team like France, that's where they might be a little bit more vulnerable.
You know what's great about this time too is like we're almost at the 4th of July. So if you go to Walmart right now, they have got a bunch of crazy USA stuff for sale, like crazy big old hats. I mean, us Americans, we go over the top for everything. So I'm thinking about going and buying a bunch of just crazy 4th of July stuff to have ready for when USA plays.
You need a tank top, some swim trunks.
Oh, tank top, the big old hat. Little beard koozie.
Right. Jamie, it was good having you, man.
It was, buddy.
Let that cat in, man.
Yeah, cheers. Anyway, pleasure to be on.
Anytime you want to come on, anytime you want to come on when this thing gets kicked off, let me know. You're welcome to come on. We can talk about it.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
All right, buddy. You have a good one, and I hope your cat gets better.
Yeah, hopefully so. Like he showed, it's just he's a little bit difficult, but we'll get through it.
I mean, what pussy isn't difficult, you know?
Not if you're me. Anyway, I'll catch you guys real soon.
My man. All right, buddy. Have a good one. Oh, Seth, what do you think of this? I think this is sick.
What?
Pulling it up right now. The camo.
I wish I've been so trying to get you to shift your focus of kicker cards to the vintage ones. The Aubrey's good. Don't get me wrong. Cool card. But how many Vinatieri cards have you bought?
None.
How many have I bought you?
Like 3.
He's the greatest of all time. And you're collecting kicker cards. And you
I should probably start looking.
Dude, I look more than you do. He has some of the sickest kicker cards because listen, he was getting numbered cards when kicker cards, like, they still aren't cool. Sorry, but they're cool to me. I like them because you're collecting them and I'm interested in them. And I like what I found, like that 6 slot that I'm sending you of like the best kickers of all time. They're all old ass cards, dude, that people still have. And I think they're cool. And I think during that era, you didn't get a lot of numbered cards. So like when you get a numbered kicker card, like a Vinatieri from like the early 2000s, I think that's cool.
No, you're right. I just think because they don't really have any value to them, and so I'm more interested in these cards, hoping that they'll have value later on. Probably won't. They'll probably be just like the old cards.
Are you collecting a Vinatieri card to resell it?
One day, maybe one day.
No, that's your kicker.
That's true. Maybe I'll start looking at those. Maybe.
Find a okay. You listen. I want you to look and send me your 3 favorite because you're gonna find some bangers. There's a one that was like on a white pinnacle, and the autograph's at the bottom, and it's in blue, and it's perfect, and it's only like $40.
I bought these 2 while you guys were talking.
Did you get the Frozen yet?
It's on its way.
I want to see that.
I bought these 2 while you guys were talking.
What?
Aubrey on the pigskin and Aubrey of 150 Blue Wave. I don't have those.
Fucking spending your money on Aubrey and not Vinatieri is a sin.
$10.
It's a sin. I don't care.
I'm adding to my collection, dude.
I'm done buying kicker cards for you until you
No,
buy a
keep buying them.
card.
I'll buy one. I'll get one.
I sent you a punter's card. We got to get those started. Those are probably way more rare than kicker cards. But I found one in the dollar box. Do you know what else you should start collecting? Just people with cool names.
Like Dicker the Kicker?
Yeah, just like their real name, but it's just a crazy name. There's got to be some from over the years, that are cool names.
I mean, I got some. Where are they at? I got number 13 of 25.
That card's like 2 months old. Look at the Vinatieri cards next to him. Those are cool. Yes. Look at the Vanderjack card.
I got them in there.
See? Those are cool. Those are cool.
I got a spot for them.
Those are cool.
But look how cool those Aubrey
You
ones
should
are
mail one of those Vinatieri cards to him and see if he signs it.
Done. I just got to find his address. But look at those ones are going to look so cool next to my Aubrey ones.
I don't like the red, white, and blue parallels.
Really?
No.
Anti-American?
No, that looks France to me. I like stars and stripes.
Dude, they should definitely have done like a Star Spangled Banner one, like with you put stars with the red, white, and blue.
Did you see the Yankees card that we got the other night? The 1776 Independence Day.
Oh yes. I saw that you sent to Bugunai. That's cool.
That is a kind of border that you want on the Cowboys, America's team.
America. All right,
what's your best bet for the day?
We're marinating
out there, still watching us.
I'd probably go with the Knights tonight.
Under or just the money line, the puck line?
I'd probably go Knights puck line. Honestly, all puck line.
Tune in to Ghost show later to see if his leans turn into bets.
Did have one more thing. Russell Wilson officially retired after 14 seasons.
Said he wouldn't care. I guess we do care. Now we don't have to see his card next year.
Now we don't have to deal with
no more Russell Wilson Giants cards in flagship. Oh,
I also liked this. I love pettiness. The 2029 third round pick to the Browns for Myles Garrett could become a first round pick if, for some odd reason, the Rams decide to trade Garrett to an AFC North team.
Dude, he's going to go to the Rams and he's going to be just as good, probably better. Because now he's going to be he was motivated in the Browns uniform anyways, which tells you a lot about who he is and the character he has. But think about what setting he's going to be in. And especially, like you said, if Aaron Donald comes back, dude, it's going to be like Smash Bros, dude. It's going to be like every snap is going to be, you're going to want to watch them on every snap.
Imagine how much better he's going to feel when they actually are, like, when you're winning games. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is fun. We're out here working our ass off and we're winning.
Could you imagine an opposing offensive coordinator trying to figure out how to block that line if Donald comes back? And I don't care what anybody says. I know he's been off for 2 years. That guy is a freak.
You only need 30 snaps out of him.
That guy's a freak.
Yeah.
Like, he won't, I don't want to say he's not going to miss a step, but he's not going to, he ain't going to fall off.
He's still going to draw double teams.
Well, what they going to do? Who's on the other end, because whoever that other guy is,
he's really good too.
I'm just saying really that's who you want to be, because that guy, he's going to get paid, because what can you do? He's going to have to be the one that they sacrifice to
dude. If Aaron Donald joins this team, I'll tell you every single game you just bet old Byron Young to get a sack in a game. That will be the guy on the other end that's wide open.
I'm gonna have to look to see what they're like. I don't know if they've have it posted this early, but what like their team total sacks would be for the year. And then if Donald, I'm not saying he's like a sack guy by any means.
No, but he's going to draw attention.
Exactly. They'll open up for more pressure. So I wonder how much that would move the line.
I would love to see if, say, Aaron Donald went on that team, what a Bill Belichick strategy would be for blocking those
15 years ago, Bill, because
yeah, prime Bill. Like Bill, like what would his scheme be to block those guys?
Bill's got blinders on right now. Jordan's just consumed all of his mind. And he's old.
I know. Sad.
Poor guy.
Anyways, it's gonna do it for us today, folks.
Good gambling.
Oh, we got to raid Crick real quick. If he's still, I bet you Crick ain't even live still.
He's already probably breaking.
No, he said he had to go somewhere. Here you go.
We don't need you to be on the course,
best angles to make money, man. That's all I'm trying to do.
I'm telling you right
Grass
now,
is really good at this.
I'm telling you right now, it ain't a bad thing.
He's good at what?
I talked to my boys about it. I tell you, like, y'all know
2
I
weeks in a
started
row,
real
he's
young.
hit
Paid my
those
first bet when I was 12 years
top
old,
20
all that
points.
stuff, man.
And
so
like,
I talked to my boys about it.
He's like those junior, man.
A couple that are more interested than others. But I tell you what, there won't never be a game on the TV now. My boys walk in the room and they
those
say,
two guys,
Dad,
it might be cliche, but their whole branding and angle should be old school. Because that's what they are.
It kind of is. The way they do their stream, it kind of is.
But they're just two old school bettors, man. They're not degenerates. They're dudes who like still bet the same way they bet 30 years ago when they were.
They need a fancy hat and a corn.
Bookie.
They need a fancy hat and a corn cob pipe.
Yeah, dude. They need to hold a newspaper in their hand and smack it.
Yeah. You see this? And they give out the rotation number. You see 198? You get 198, the -1.5. You take that. Smack it. Yes.
Oh, man.
All right. We'll catch you guys tomorrow bright and early for a Feel Good Friday and Game 2 NBA Finals preview. But until then,
good luck, good gambling,
and game on.